Hello, Happy New Year. Slightly later in the month to say Happy New Year. I was trying to do a video post at the start of each month, but this month I've had a slower start into January. I've just been in Thailand with Dr. Russell Colts for a compassion focused therapy retreat. I am back in now, back in work, back in clinic, slightly jet lagged, but had an absolutely amazing time. That retreat was done with a company called Mindworks. They are based over in Denmark, and it was a 5-day retreat full of compassionate practices and self-reflection and just something all of our therapists need. There was a number of therapists there that really commit to every year doing some kind of retreat that is about them, focusing on their emotional well-being and enhancing their therapeutic practices through doing work themselves. I'd highly recommend it, and Thailand is a great place to do it. So hopefully it'll be going on next year as well. And there's a few others around that I'm definitely looking into because I'm going to commit to doing something every year now. So I hope you've had a really good start to the new year in your private practice. This month I shared the new quarterly planning template, which hopefully you've downloaded. You've started planning the first quarter of your year in that and really set your goals out and got a plan for how you're going to achieve those goals. We've not had as many Q&As this month in Therapist Corner because I've been in Thailand, and we're about to bombard you with Q&As. So our next Q&A is next Friday, the 31st, and that's with Kaz Binstead. Now, Kaz works is in private practice. She is a lecturer as well. She's a counsellor, and she's written this book. And this book is just fantastic. I am working my way through it now. So let me talk to you about what it is. So in private practice, we have responsibilities for our code of conduct and our ethics that we put in place alongside our values. Now, I recommend that wherever you are registered, you download a copy of your professional code of conduct, but ultimately, how you organise your business and the ethics within it, you set up, and there's lots to consider. So, especially in the way therapy has changed over recent years. Kaz, in her book, talks about COVID coming along and really transforming the therapy room and putting lots more of therapy is online now, and there is special considerations for delivering therapy online. We are all in social media now. That's how we do a lot of our marketing. So how much should we be sharing of ourselves online? How do you ethically market yourself with keeping those boundaries? All that's discussed in this book. She talks about dealing with your money, finances, confidentiality, setting contracts. So it's a great, I think, addition to your reading, as if any of you therapists need that, because I know we all buy far too many books. Hopefully you've got my book, and I think this goes alongside it nicely. But let me tell you about some of the chapters that she's written in it. So she starts with the rationale for this book and an introduction to the 3-dimensional model that they've put together. She's written it with Nikolaos Sankarsis. I think I've said that right. So they've created a 3-dimensional model to help you make more ethical decisions in your private practice when you might be doing that more independently than if you worked for a larger organisation. She then goes on to talk about the initial ethical considerations if you are transitioning from being a student straight into being a private practitioner, admin and the everyday paperwork responsibilities of managing a private practice, getting yourself seen and ethical marketing, building your practice, and they talk a lot around contracting, ethically there and engagement. There's a chapter on the different online ways of delivering therapy and respective ethical considerations. They talk about diversity and building a private practice that's culturally sensitive and meets a diverse range of needs. Social awareness in contemporary practice, managing endings, and supervision and alternative supportive spaces, such as Therapist Corner. And they talk a lot, there's a chapter on social media as well. So this is an important book, I think, if you are running a private practice, whether you are just setting out or you are a seasoned practitioner in private practice, and you have the opportunity to meet Kaz, the author, and ask her everything you need to know about ethics in private practice. And if you've got some ethical questions or dilemmas that you'd like more support with, definitely come along. That's next Friday, the 31st, and this time it's at 1 o'clock. Normally our sessions are at 12. Friday the 31st with Kaz, it's at 1 o'clock. So, and of course, if you can't make it live, you can submit your question if you're one of our members and catch the replay. So I'm excited for that. And the Getting Started in Private Practice course is running again, starting on the 10th of February. So I feel very refreshed and really looking forward to that. Lots of new people joining Therapist Corner and coming on board for the training. So that's why in February there'll be lots of Q&As, because I'll be running the course and making sure that the students on the course have lots of time to ask all their questions. At the end of February, Anna Kingsley, who has come into Therapist Corner a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month or so ago, and she talked about sex in private practice and how we talk about sex with our clients and how we refer to psychosexual clinics. She also is an expert in addictions and specifically looks at addictions with couples and people in recovery. She works in private practice, so she's going to be talking to us about working with people with addictions in private practice. Where can you refer to? What support's out there? What questions we need to be asking in the assessment process, things like that. And these Q&As where we have an expert guest, many of them you can use for CPD as well. So do a reflection sheet. I'll be putting one together in the next couple of weeks. And then you can put it towards your CPT training, which we're always trying to up that, aren't we? Of course, you can smash it out the park if you go away for a week on a retreat, which I've done, big tick. I think I've got about 30 hours CPD banked for that, so that's good. And it felt like a bit of a holiday as well. So that's what's going on the rest of January and into February. And I look forward to connecting with you all in the chat. We've got 2 weekly posts going out on all things private practice, and I'm starting to put together a content planner at the moment of posts I'm going to be writing. So if you've got any requests, do let me know. And if you are in private practice and you've got a specialist area and you'd like to be one of the expert guests, come and share some of your knowledge so we can all learn from each other. It's a really good opportunity if you're looking at building up your supervision offering, because it gets your practice out there, it gets you known, people can connect with you. So it's a good idea if you're thinking about doing that. So just drop me a line, an email, or direct message me in Substack, and let's arrange for you to come and do an expert guest Q&A. That would be great. And I'll see you in February. Have a good rest of the month. I'm having a very busy weekend. This is what's happening in my life. I'm trying to ignore it a bit, but that's what's happening this weekend. And that was a little bottle of Prosecco that will be helping me ease my way into my 50s. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon.